The first time I realized my neighborhood could turn on me, it wasn't during some big meeting or a screaming match on a front lawn. It was 3 days into an ice storm when half the basements on my street started taking on water, and the same woman who'd ordered me to shut my generator was suddenly begging everyone for a spare one. And the wild part is, she put it all in writing first. I'm Ethan Brooks, mid-30s, work-from-home telecom guy, recently divorced, and I moved into Maple Ridge Estates in Hillsboro, Missouri because the brochure promised quiet, friendly, and well-managed. You know, the kind of place where the grass looks like it gets vacuumed. I also bought a generator the week I moved in. Not because I'm a prepper or anything, but because I've done the whole powers out for days thing before, and I'm not interested in losing a freezer full of food and a week of pay ever again. Late January rolls in with one of those ice storms that makes the trees look like glass sculptures right before they snap. The power flickers twice, then dies, and the whole neighborhood goes dark like somebody hit a switch. My generator kicks on automatically. Just a steady hum outside, nothing crazy, and inside my place, it's basically background noise under the heater and the fridge. About an hour later, my doorbell starts going like someone's leaning on it. I open the door and there's Linda Harper, the Homeowners Association president, standing on my porch in a puffy coat that probably cost more than my first car. She doesn't say hi, doesn't ask if I'm okay. She points past me like she owns my house and goes, "That generator is too loud. Turn it off." I blink at her like I'm waiting for the punchline. Linda, the entire neighborhood is out. It's freezing. She lifts her phone and starts reading like she's in court. Homeowners Association Noise Ordinance. No sustained mechanical noise that disturbs the community. I step outside, letting the cold smack me in the face, and I say, "Disturbs the community." No one has electricity. She leans in eye-sharp voice loud enough to carry. "I'm the HOA president. This is not a discussion. Turn it off or I'll fine you $500 a day." $500 a day. During an ice storm. I keep my voice calm because I've met this type before, people who treat rules like weapons. Put it in writing. Send the violation. I'll review it. Linda smiles like she won something. "Oh, you'll get it in writing." She turns and walks off my porch like she's leaving a restaurant that got her order wrong, and I stand there watching her SUV creep down the street, still running warm air blowing inside while she's trying to freeze me out. That night I get the email. It's addressed to the entire neighborhood list, every homeowner, every renter, everyone. Subject line, urgent noise violation and community disruption. And there it is. Bold as day, $500 per day until I comply. She calls my generator reckless, selfish, and a danger to residents, like I'm running a nightclub in my driveway. At first I try to do the normal adult thing. I reply politely. I attach the generator specs. I explain it's within typical noise levels, it's placed behind a fence, and it's keeping my heat and plumbing from freezing. Linda replies 2 minutes later. 2 minutes. Compliance is required. No questions, no conversation, just power. The next morning I step outside and notice the access panel on the generator housing isn't sitting right. It's subtle, like someone didn't latch it fully, but I'm not imagining it. I pull up my security camera footage. And there she is, Linda at 2:17 a.m., walking onto my property like she's taking out her trash. She crouches by my generator and starts messing with it, not checking on me, not asking if I need anything, actually trying to shut it down. My stomach drops, not because I'm scared, but because it's such a clean, cold line to cross. The HOA president is sneaking into my yard in an ice storm to mess with equipment that's keeping my home livable. I call the non-emergency police line. I save the clip in 3 different places. Then I call my buddy Jason Price, who's an attorney and has exactly 0 patience for petty tyrants. Jason watches the video and just goes, "Oh, she's done. That's trespass. That's interference with property. Send a formal notice today." So we do. Certified letter. Clear language. No drama. Do not enter my property. Do not touch my equipment. All communication in writing. And that should have cooled things off, right? Nope. Linda doubles down like she took the letter as a personal challenge. Another email hits the neighborhood list warning everyone that I'm threatening the board with legal action and that the Homeowners Association will protect residents from disruptive behavior. Meanwhile, my driveway gets hit with the most childish stuff imaginable. Frozen eggs thrown at my garage door. A couple roofing nails scattered near my tires. My mailbox spray-painted with the word selfish, like we're in middle school. And the camera catches a kid in a hoodie sprinting off my lawn. The next morning, I see him clearly in daylight, Brandon Harper, Linda's son. The same haircut, the same smirk. That's the moment my anger stops being hot and loud and turns into something colder. Because now it's not just a rules argument. It's my safety, my property, my job, and my sanity being toyed with for someone else's ego. I'll be honest, I hit a wall that night. I'm sitting at my kitchen table with a lantern on, watching the ice keep stacking on the window frame, and I'm thinking, maybe I should just shut it down to make this go away. Not because I believe she's right, just because I'm exhausted. I even catch myself doing that stupid mental math. How many days can I afford $500 a day if she actually tries to push it? How long before the neighborhood decides I'm the villain because I won't just cooperate? And then my heat kicks on the pipes make that small settling sound and it hits me. This isn't about sound, it's about control. If I fold now, Linda doesn't just win this. She learns she can walk up to any door in the community, bark an order, and people will comply because it's easier. Right around then, 3 things happen that change the direction of everything. First, my neighbor Mike Carter texts me. Dude, she's doing the most. Half the street is grateful you've got power. Second, Sarah Nguyen, who's actually on the board, calls me quietly and says, off the record, Linda doesn't even have a vote for this. She's calling it an emergency enforcement. And third, Ron Keller, retired fire captain, the kind of guy who speaks in facts, knocks on my door and goes, you know what else your generator is doing? It's running your sump pump. I stare at him. Yeah. He nods toward the street. A lot of these homes have sump pumps. If power stays out, those basements start filling. Ice storm means meltwater seepage, groundwater pressure. It adds up. That's when it clicks. My generator wasn't just keeping my fridge cold, it was quietly keeping my basement dry. And if Linda got her way, the consequences weren't theoretical. They were going to be expensive, messy, and immediate. So I did exactly what she demanded on paper in a way she couldn't twist. I sent one email to the neighborhood list. Short, calm, almost boring. I've received a directive from the Homeowners Association president to shut down my generator due to noise complaints. Effective tonight, I will comply. Then I added one more line, just the truth. Without backup power, my sump pump and heating will be offline during the outage. Please take appropriate precautions. I shut the generator down. I locked my house up. I turned off the water, set what I could to minimize freeze damage, loaded my dog into the car, and drove to a hotel with power. No revenge plan, no yelling, just compliance, clean and documented. The next evening, my phone starts blowing up. At first, it's one message. Hey, do you have water in your basement? Then another. My sump pump isn't running. We're getting seepage. Then the group chat turns into chaos. People posting pictures of wet carpet-soaked drywall water creeping up storage bins. The kind of damage that doesn't care about anyone's opinion. And then, like a comedy sketch written by the universe, Linda sends an email to the entire neighborhood list. Subject line, urgent. Does anyone have a generator available? Not a word about noise, not a word about violations, just panic in plain text. Ron replies to the list with a simple explanation of sump pumps power outages and what happens when groundwater has nowhere to go. Sarah replies after that, attaching Linda's own earlier emails, the ones threatening fines, right underneath. And suddenly Linda's authority looks less like leadership and more like a tantrum with letterhead. That night Sarah calls again. Her voice is tight. We're calling an emergency meeting. The board is done with her. The meeting is on Zoom because roads are still slick and everyone's tired and angry. Linda logs in late, hair-perfect lipstick on, like she's still hosting a neighborhood brunch. She starts talking before anyone can even finish roll call. This situation is being exaggerated. I was enforcing community standards. Jason, my attorney friend, is sitting behind my camera on speaker. He doesn't yell. He doesn't insult her. He just asks, Linda, did you enter Mr. Brooks' property at 2:17 a.m. on January 27th? Silence. Then Sarah shares her screen. The video clip, the emails, the fine threat, the neighborhood photos of flooded basements. It's all there lined up like receipts on a table. Linda's face changes in real time. That I'm in charge expression slips, replaced by that panicked, indignant look like she can't believe reality isn't backing her up. She tries one last move. He was disturbing the community, and Mike Sweet Normal Mike cuts in and goes, "Linda, the community is literally underwater. There's a vote. It's not dramatic, it's not cinematic. It's just numbers one after another until it's final." Linda Harper is removed as Homeowners Association president effective immediately. Her camera stays on for a second after the vote. You can see her staring at the screen like she's waiting for someone to fix it for her. Then she clicks off. And that's where it ends for me, right there at the moment the power she abused gets taken away in front of everyone she tried to weaponize. Because the lesson isn't that I won. It's that control isn't leadership and eventually receipts beat volume.